Hey everybody, it's Scott Galaxy here. I have a treat for you today. I got something in the mail that I think you might like, especially if you're a retro video gamer and you got all those wonderful consoles you want to put up on your HD TV. I may have the perfect solution for you and most cost-effective possibly. So stick around, I'm going to let you know what that is. What is this? Alright, so it's very clear. Obviously, you know I'm a big retro video gamer, clearly. And I'm now up to around 29, I think, 29 consoles, almost on my 30th. Soon. But most of my consoles are retro video game consoles, such as the one that's actually on right now. I've got my Nintendo NES in the background there. As you can see, it's on my HD TV. It actually looks pretty good, but it's stretched, and it's not exactly what you would want to see on your HD TV. You want that 4:3 aspect ratio. You want that signal to come through the way it was back in the day. But again, my TV doesn't format it correctly. So I do have a solution for you. I just got this today. I've been wanting it for a little while. Do not laugh at the way I put this together. But anyway, here it is. This is the RetroTink 2X. Now, what's the RetroTink 2X, you're asking? Well, let's take a look. So essentially, the RetroTink 2X is a zero lag scaler for retro gaming consoles. And that's exactly what I'm looking for, because my HD TV takes any console that isn't 720 or 1080 or more and stretches it on my screen. And I don't want that, especially for systems like my Nintendo NES or my ColecoVision or my TurboGrafx 16. I want those systems to look like they did back in the day with that 4:3 aspect ratio, but as clear as I can possibly get. Now, the RetroTink 2X is perfect for that because it accepts, first of all, a lot of different inputs. It takes composite, it takes S-video, component video, and supports pretty much every signal you can think of that comes out of your retro gaming consoles. There's also a fill mode, and this is the filtering option to the 480p output. And there's a pass-through mode that simply digitizes whatever the input signal is without changing the resolution at all. So what does this RetroTink 2X do? Well, it has three modes. There's the 2X mode, which is the standard line double mode that outputs to 480p, such as 240p and 480i. And as I said at the beginning, there is zero lag. That is the biggest thing for any gamer, because a lot of scalers, they do have lag, and that makes gameplay super hard. It makes it very difficult. So this is another reason this is a great device to get. So that's a little bit about this device. I'm going to show you what I've got. I'm just going to use my phone to capture this footage for you. And then maybe I'll do some other capture footage through my Elgato later, my game capture device. But I'm going to show you what's on the screen so that way you can see what this actually does for you. So let's take a look at what we get before the RetroTink. Now. So the first thing you're going to see here is just what my system is now. It's just hooked up straight to my HD TV, and you can see that it's stretched and it's a little off center a little bit, but the image is actually pretty crisp, pretty clean. So I'm not really too upset about it. And I should tell you also, you can see a little circle on the screen and maybe a little dot. Those are just lights in the background. So that's nothing wrong with the image that you're looking at or on the TV itself. That little circle is actually my circle light that I use to stream. I just left it on, so I apologize for that. But at any rate, the image quality is actually pretty good, and I'm not upset about it. It actually works perfectly fine for me, but I want that 4:3 aspect ratio just like I did back in the day. So here is RetroTink 2X connected, and let's take a look and see what this looks like. Obviously the image is a little well, it's a little off. There's no color, so just messing with the switches a little bit. You can change it to whatever setting you like. As I mentioned in the description of RetroTink 2X, you can change some of the selections. So I think I finally got it right here. And by the way, this is Jaws, if you hadn't noticed already. But this is a Nintendo NES game. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. I mean, I can definitely correct the screen centering on my TV, so that's not a problem. I don't mind that at all. But it is in 4:3 aspect ratio. Pretty happy about that. But I did notice that the image was a little blurred, so I'm just going to mess with a couple of the options a little bit and see if I can maybe clean that up. And it doesn't seem like it is doing it's not really cleaning it up fantastically. I think it is kind of what it is. But I will say, it's not as crisp and clean as the plugging it straight into my TV. Even though the TV stretches it, it actually has a really clean signal. This one isn't. It still looks great, but it doesn't seem as clean. So anyway, I'm just gonna have to mess with the options a little bit and see if there's a perfect setting for at least for my NES. And go from there. But for now, it looks pretty good, and I'm really happy that it's in that 4:3 aspect ratio. I know I keep talking about that, but that is a big deal for me. So there you go. That is the RetroTink 2X. Now, what I've seen so far isn't exactly mind-blowing by any means. It cost about roughly around $120 after you buy the cables, which requires, I should say, a mini HDMI and a micro USB to power it. But so about $120. It does, as you can see, it does scale it down to 4:3, but it looks like the image was a little bit blurrier than what my stretched TV was showing me before. So I think it might just be a matter of hitting the right settings, making sure that I'm getting the most out of it and the best quality picture just by changing some of the selections that I have with the two buttons on it. So right now I'm pretty happy. I can definitely use this for other systems that I have, such as my TurboGrafx 16. Kind of curious to see what that looks like. Maybe my ColecoVision as well. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, if you see a big difference, if it's something that's worth it. And as always, come back and see more videos and follow, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Help me out here. But we'll see you next time on another episode of The Layman Video Gamer. I'm Scott Galaxy. I'll see you next time.